Suspense is killing me. Psych. What's going on? Happy Sunday. I don't know what that was, but welcome to the Newbieverse episode 94. Yes, we've done this 94 weeks in a row. Very close to 100, which means I'll have to get a tuxedo. I don't even have a tuxedo for my wedding, but I'll have to get one for this YouTube thing. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in wherever you're tuning in from, rewind, whatever the case may be. Joined by Mr. Rocksteady as always. He's kicking it off with us today. We got a little bit of news for everybody on Tuesday's show. We got an interesting show. We got a first timer, and it's going to be a crazy creative show. So let's bring them in. Let's not wait too long. And yes, I know the Rangers lost, so please just keep those comments to yourself. Mr. Rocksteady, what's going on?
Are you going to tell your fiance that you based your 100th show on the wedding so that you can have a tuxedo for both and save the money?
No, I didn't do that. No. She'd kill me if I no, that's not happening. But I got away with not wearing a tuxedo or a suit on my wedding, so that's just the way it works. I'm wearing sandals.
Those are going to be some fancy flip-flops.
I'm wearing, the most expensive thing for me that day will be my flip-flops. That's just how it is.
That's every day for you.
Oh, yeah, true. But man, what's going on, dude? Lots to talk about. There's a Star Wars show going on. It's got like lightsaber. There's a lot of crazy things going on. Episode 3, and I think it's just episode 3, right? That kicked off. We've got supposedly another clip from Thor and Love coming out today at the MTV Awards. Supposedly,
oh, cool.
We've got news that Black Panther 2 trailer is going to be dropping probably within the month. This is all the last.
Look at the
days.
Shuri smirk on this guy's face. Or sorry, the Riri smirk.
Right. I'm just saying. We've got Miss Marvel coming out on Wednesday. People are sleeping on that. I think it's going to be a good show. She's Canadian. And then we got news today that basically I Am Groot is coming out before She-Hulk. So we're actually getting something August 10th. I Am Groot. So I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know how many, episodes or anything, but like, dude, that's a lot of news in 2 days. Like that's a lot. Are you excited about anything, or one in particular kind of just, takes the mantle over the others?
I'm a little overwhelmed, to be honest. I still haven't watched the 3rd episode of Obi-Wan. I got to watch it with my girlfriend, so I'm waiting on her. And then, Miss Marvel, I'm really excited for. Like, all the reviews, people who have gotten sneak peeks and everything are saying incredible things. And I like that, because when there's a lot of hype around a show, like Moon Knight happened, or there was so much hype around some of the other Disney Plus shows, that people are disappointed when it comes out. Mm-hmm. There's low expectations with Miss Marvel after that trailer, and I hope they hit it out of the park. Like, we know who one of the villains is going to be. That book isn't popping, and I think the books are just going to kind of go nuts.
I think that and She-Hulk are going to be great. So, that's just my opinion, and it doesn't mean worth shit. Just simply because people didn't like my Moon Knight stuff, but I mean, it's just our opinions. So.
And I'm a big Groot fan. What is that? Is that a kid's show?
I don't know what it is. It looks like he is, like, in the poster that they released, he's literally like the little Groot that we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Like just out of the flower pot.
Just out of the flower. No, like he's got his legs. It's like when he took the button or whatever. And yeah. But regardless, even if it's for kids, guess what? Everyone in the chat and us, we're gonna watch it. So it doesn't matter.
And it's nice that it's on Disney too, so we don't get the same like MODOK disappointment and stuff.
Oh geez, yeah, that's even worse. That's probably the single worst Marvel thing out since Moon Knight.
Oh, and Morbius.
And more, no, but that's Sony. That doesn't count. It's totally different. But
and Morbius is back in theaters. What's going on there?
Yeah, they were making memes, so they brought it back to make more money. I heard they only made like $85,000 through this weekend since they put it back. So I mean, I think that's a disaster, but
that's rough.
We'll see. But quickly before we start the show, 95th show, 5 away from 100. And yes, that is me showing off my math skills. We're going to say hello to the chat. Mr. Dan Delatorre, bronze. I see you with the gold, sir, but welcome. Uncanny Swag, silver. Yes, sir. And Michael Baker with the bronze. Is that a USA top 3? Yeah, it
Michael
is.
Baker's consistent up there.
Yeah, he is. I think he had the gold medal last show. So, Mr. TKO, what is going on, sir? Mr. Glenn 2K12, Mr. Danny Me, Mr. Tim, dude, I haven't seen you in forever, dude. I think I said that last show. Hopefully we get to meet up soon, man. The Toronto show is 3 weeks away, and yes, that is also my birthday. So hopefully we get to see you there.
From an Edmonton person, that lineup for the Toronto show is mind-blowing. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And Niagara Falls Comic-Con just happened this weekend, and I was working all weekend, so I wasn't able to make it. I missed it. That's the first one, not including the COVID years, that I've missed in 6 years. So yeah, I got to start a new streak. So, but it is what it is. Mr. Copy 801, I haven't seen you in a while, but welcome, sir. How you doing, brother? Let's see who else is in here. Serge is in here. What is going on? Hello, a special guest, Rocksteady Collectibles. Damn right. Hola, amigo. What's happening, brother? How are you doing? Mr. Jess Cruz. He will be joining me at the Toronto show for sure. Hopefully he comes to my house afterwards for some beer and some barbecue that day. But yeah, it's 3 weeks away. It's around the corner, and a lot more photos of the previous shows that they used to do before COVID are popping up, and people are going crazy because it's 100 vendors, 100. So it is like insane. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm hoping to find some gold there, but
this is what happens. We always get pumped before shows, and then we're like, the prices.
Dude, that's what happened at the last show I went to, right?
Everybody at shows these days, like on the Comic-Con podcast, they've been talking about it. Like a bunch of stuff everywhere. Everybody says the prices are through the roof.
Me personally, I just will never go to a show or a shop and pay more than eBay. I'd rather just buy it on eBay because I'm going to get the feedback back and have like good, better feedback. That's where I see. I'm not going to pay you $200 more, $150 more just to take it home today. Like, no, I think
graded books have really changed the game on that because you don't need to see them in person before.
Exactly.
Like you do a little bit, don't get me wrong, but yeah, a lot of that risk is gone.
Yeah. Mr. K-pop junkie, what's going on? Never seen you here, but welcome. If you've watched the rewind, well, you're a returning customer, but what's going on? Excuse me. I just my computer did something crazy there. Mr. Actual Dracula's in the house. What's going on? Mr. Dave Mason. So, Newbie, if your wife said you could get married at City Hall and spend the wedding money on your she's already, that's what we're doing. Well, yeah, we're getting married at Town Hall.
Their best man is a comic book.
No, it's not. But to be continued with the Tales of Suspense. I'm hopefully going to have something for you guys probably before either a yay or a nay, probably before September. Probably around like the middle of September, I should have some news on my Tales of Suspense 39. I say mine, but we'll see where it goes. Mr. Bleeker's in the house. Mr. Comic Dude, I think it's an animated short series featuring Groot. See, he doesn't even acknowledge or say, hey, how's it going, noob? Happy Sunday. How are you, man? You get a haircut? Yes, last week. Thank you. You look a little tan. Yeah, man, honestly, my drives from work, I put my arm out. So yeah, I'm a little more tanned. But thank you, man. Thank you.
The brand's just straight business.
It's just straight business. Mr. AOA, what is going on, sir? RP, what's up, y'all? Newbie, Rocksteady, and Philip. Dude. Okay, I haven't been to the shop yet, and I haven't seen Philip. I haven't seen Philip in like maybe 3 weeks, but I promise you, I'm gonna try to get a photo for everybody so everybody can put a face to the name. All right. If Philip's watching, what's up, Phil? Let's see. 4-way flashes is here. Single worst Marvel thing since Moon Knight. Clearly, this guy never saw Iron Man 2. I actually saw Iron Man 2 5 times, and Moon Knight is still probably the worst. So I even put listen for those of you that know me, it goes Captain Marvel, Moon Knight. That's me. So just want to let everybody know. The comic kingpins are in the house.
We know.
5 amigos, North 49. I already mentioned Dracula. What is going on, sir? Fellow Canadian. I think he's going to be at the Toronto show as well. So that's going to be pretty dope. So yeah, Hernani, what's going on, man? How you doing? Man, everybody's just like saying too much. 100 vendors, half of the population of Canada.
No, that's 100 vendors Canadian.
Yeah, so that's like 120 US.
No, that's like 59 US.
Oh, 59 US. Yeah. And you know what? That's exactly right. eBay, you save gas and time, especially now with gas. Dude, I filled up today. It was $2.12. Like, what?
Yeah.
But I don't want to get started on that. I didn't, it is what it is. It is what it is. I saw Iron Man 3 once, and I still want my money back. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Newbie defending Iron Man 2 and 3 is like Leaf fans defending their team. Like, just till the bitter end, no matter what they actually think.
Listen, maybe when Moon Knight isn't as like, well, he's not as mainstream anymore, right? Because everyone's trying to sell everything. I kind of mentioned that last week when we came back from the show. I had said, like, before the last show was in March, and then you didn't see anything Moon Knight because everybody was like, oh my God, the show's coming out. It's going to be crazy. This show, everybody had all their Moon Knight out. Just goes to show you, right? So it is what it is, man. TK, what's going on? Do you think ASM 300 will rise again when Venom 3 comes out? Should I hold? If you can get it cheap, I would. You just got to remember one thing. It's a very common book, so you can get them left and right. I think any auction I've ever been to has one. There's a lot of people always looking for it. If you post something on your Instagram or social media and say, hey, I'm looking for an ASM 300, I guarantee you will not have shortage of finding them because they're just pretty much everywhere.
They're at a real low right now, though.
Yeah.
So, like, now is your buy-in.
Yeah.
I have one, and yeah, it's down like $100 over the last couple of months, 3 months or so.
If you got it for nothing, I would say, hold on to it, just simply because it looks like they will have something to do with Venom, obviously, down the road. But, I mean, if you want to make money and it doesn't mean anything to you and you want to get something else, I mean, of course. Right now, I probably wouldn't buy one of those unless I got, like, a really, really good deal. But I'm in no rush to get it. You know what I mean? So, I sold my 9.2, I think, was it 9.2 or 9.0? I can't even remember. I think it was a 9.0. I think I paid $700 and I ended up selling it for $1,100 in like the same week. So like it was literally in my possession for maybe like 2 days.
It's like you talk about supply and demand. Yeah, there's a lot of supply, but everybody wants a first appearance of Venom in their collection. For people of our age, Venom may have been the most popular character growing up.
Yeah.
Like before the MCU and all that, like Venom was the poster child for Marvel.
Newbie comments, you are allowed to like what you like. That is true. I pay my taxes. It's all good. I'm just joking. Oh, I know, dude. I knew. Don't worry. I'm just playing around, man. Don't worry. It takes a lot to offend me. Trust me. 300 is in a few good trade. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just depends what you want it for, VK. If it's a personal book, I mean, I don't know. The thing with me is that book, I know I'm never gonna feel this again. I'll get it later. Just simply because there's too many of them, and it seemed, and I'm probably going to get a lot of Venom people hating me after, but you know what? People just don't like me because I wear red or I have short hair or because I have blue eyes, whatever. But I think that Venom has already been at a height, you know what I mean? Like popularity wise, where like it, in the sense of like where that book is, where I think it's just going to go down for a little bit longer before it like comes back up again. That's just, if that makes sense.
It all depends on the news, right? Yeah. They could say, hey, we started casting for the new Venom movie, and boom, all of a sudden it goes up 10%.
Okay.
It's the way the market works. I get it doesn't make sense because it shouldn't change things because it's such a blue chip character. We know there's going to be more Venom, and we're going to see Venom. But you know how it works, right? There's highs and lows.
But you also have to put into consideration, like, okay, I think that people just kind of forgot pre-COVID how the movies, and obviously we didn't have shows, so we couldn't do it. But like before COVID, it was like 3 to 4 movies a year, right? Now we have shows, so they're like fillers. They're like the minor leagues for the big show, for the movies, right? And I think people forget that it's like, okay, we just got Venom 2, so like Venom 3 will be like next year. It's like, No, they got Morbius. They're doing everybody wants the Andrew Garfield. They want this, they want that. Like, it takes a bit. Like, people forget that one movie would come out and then you'd have to wait like 2 years, maybe 2.5 sometimes for the next one, right? And I think people just kind of forget, especially with everything that we have now. I think people need to just like relax. I think personally, you're going to be able to buy an ASM 300 down the road, maybe like 3 to 6 months from now, depending on how Thor does, because I think Venom 3, I think the Null stuff might go up, but I don't think that the actual Venom stuff will go up. I think that will go down. And Greg, you know how it is, right? Even if you have the book, sometimes you just get caught up and you get that FOMO from another book that you're like, maybe I'll just sell this one and like go get that one, right?
Yeah.
So you might see that as well, where people are just impatient. So I don't know, we'll see. But it's not a bad book.
Patience succeed in this game, man.
Yeah. Patience is key, man. That's it. Reprints, True Believers, facsimile galore. Newbie Comics. There's also a Craven movie coming out too. Yeah, exactly. They're filming it right now. I think we did a show maybe not too long ago with what's it called?
Is that Russell Crowe in that one?
No. But we did. We had the leaked photos of it. So yeah, he was like running and stuff.
Why does every new trailer start with just someone running through the woods? Can we talk about this? Like the new Alien movie, the new Thor movie, like everything. I don't know what it is. Pick a new scene, guys.
Miss Marvel's riding her bike when it starts, right? She like rides her bike and then she stops and she's like,
yeah.
I wonder where my life would be. And then, it kind of just goes off. So speaking of going off, we just went way off because we just dedicated about like 16 minutes to Venom, which is okay. No hating there, but we said hello. Let's we got our feet wet. So yeah, let's do this thing. You ready? Episode 95. Greg, I got to ask you, because I ask everybody, light week, heavy week. How do you feel this week going into New Comic Book Day?
I feel like we are the wrong two people to be on this show this week because it is very DC heavy.
Yeah, it is. Going into the summer, BC actually had mentioned this, and he kind of keeps reminding me. Sorry. Going into summer, it's usually always a little like slow on like exciting things, but it seems like we got Vibranium Man, Mr. Chala Star, whatever.
Star Panther.
Yeah, Star Panther. That book seems to be doing pretty good. It's selling about $12 to $18 Canadian. It made the top 10 list, I think, at number 8. Interested to see where it lands on cover price come Monday or tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Still on some shelves here. Some shops ordered heavy. That Avengers 4 run keeps popping. I've been subscribed to that on previews, but we knew about like that had like right in the description previews world new Black Panther from a different dimension or whatever. Like the whole time, Vibranium Man on the cover. Like we knew it was happening. So I
remember when BC explained to he's like, dude, this could be something, and we were both like going back and forth. And I remember specifically being like, dude, you honestly want me to put money into Vibranium Man? And I remember just laughing like a fool. You're not gonna get rich off of it, right? Like I said, it's selling for $12 to $18 Canadian. So I mean, it's decent, but there's so many of them that I just don't think it's $1,000 book.
And what I'm having a hard time with, like, if you want to sell those books individually, if you're just going out to get another copy with the price of gas and stuff to make $5 or $6, it's either you kind of had it on your pull list or
exactly. Like I wouldn't be chasing to go get it, especially
you're not going to go to every store in town seeing which ones have it.
Yeah, Vibranium Man. Mr. Chris, Vancouver Comic Junkie.
Look at this guy. He's like, Vibranium Man is such a stupid name. I like Iron Man.
Yo, easy. Let's relax, man. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. All right, we got trouble here. Mr. Chad, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? All right, let's get into it. And yes, like you said, it is DC heavy. For those of you keeping score, there's a segment that we added last week, and this segment is still going to go on. Even if that gentleman is not here, that segment is still going to go on. So without further ado, let's get started. Newbieverse 95. We're not going to fly by these, but I mean, the Celtics are playing the Golden State Warriors right now, and I would like to catch that fourth quarter. So, first up, channel sponsor, Mr. Brandon at Back in Time Comics. The motherfucker didn't even tell me he was going to Niagara Falls Comic Con. Not like I could have, but I just wanted him to ask. It looked like he had a good time. He was down in my backyard, it looks like. But yeah, make sure you guys go check him out. Back in Time Comics, CGC authorized dealer. And guys, don't give me that crap. Here it is. Instagram, BIT Comics, Back in Time Comics on Instagram. These are from like 2 months ago, so hopefully those numbers are a little bit high, but I do want to get this man to 1,000 followers. Make sure for anything, all your comic needs, you go there. He's got statues, comics, everything. Also, make sure to follow him on Instagram, Back in Time Comics Collectibles. That Facebook is very important, and here's why. He does a lot of auctions on there, okay? So that's important. Why? Because you can get deals. You can get books like Vibranium Man, and, you can get it before. So let's do this. Let's get it on. Next channel sponsor, Mr. Bleeker St Comics, $10 a press, $5 a clean. Make sure if you're around on Sundays, and I know he's in the chat, he's listening, he's watching. If you're around on Sundays at the Turner Crest Flea Market in St. Catharines, make sure to check him out 8 to 4 all the time and hit him up, man. He's a good guy, so he can talk comics all day. All right, let's get started. And we switched up a few things in the last couple of weeks. We start with the Dynamite Pick of the Week simply because, well, why not? We do things weird around here. So let's do it. Dynamite Pick of the Week. And again, if you're a new watcher, subscriber, watching in the future, you're an alien. It's like 700 light years away, and you've already had this book. Listen, it's just a book that just catches my eye. That's it. There's nothing to it. There's just too many books, so I just pick one. This week, it's Barbarella 10, the cover P. I don't know. It's just really good art. I like the charcoal effect that they got in the back, just kind of how it's like, oh, she's there, but like it's like black screen. There's just a lot going on, and I kind of like it. So any thoughts, Greg?
Cover P blows my mind every time. But I can definitely see why you like this one.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I like the art, man. And, I like the color red. So, it just made sense. And yellow, right? Iron Man. So, all right, guys.
Next.
New segment that started last week, and we're going to keep it rolling. I don't care what anybody says. But BC. Now, BC is not here, obviously. He does every other Sunday. But what is BC looking at? And here's what BC is looking at this week. And it's important because BC knows his shit. 3 books that BC is looking at. He's looking at Venom 8. I'm not going to pronounce that middle one. And then Thor, Jane Foster, The Mighty Thor #1. So 2 #1s and Venom #8. I'm kind of surprised with the Venom 8 pick. Not read it. Don't care. Donny Cates. Don't care. Star Wars. I mean, you guys know I am a crazy Star Wars fan. So obviously I'm going to pick it up. The Jane Foster one intrigues me, but at the same time, I'm not rushing out to get it, nor did I pre-order it. We always have our FOC talks way in advance, and I didn't pre-order any of these. Nor do I think I'm going to go after any of these unless there's something crazy going on that, last minute. But other than that, I think I'm passing on these. But it is a cool cover, Venom 8. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anything that intrigues me. How about you?
Well, the Chrysanthemum one I think is super interesting because it's coming out before the Mandalorian book. And it's probably going to be in that same era, the same timeline. So we might get some first appearances of characters that showed up in Book of Boba Fett and Mando. So we might get someone like Fennec Shand or some other characters that don't quite have comic book appearances yet, like Bo-Katan, maybe even some other bounty hunters. I think that series could be interesting. And then the Venom is some a new character. I think Jane Foster, you know how I am, I'll wait for a second or third print.
Yeah, probably, maybe, possibly get the Star Wars book, but other than that, I mean, I'm okay passing on the other ones. New character in Donny Cates' run doesn't do anything for me, to be honest with you. If it's
he's
like
not on Venom anymore, is he?
I don't know,
No,
maybe
no.
he's not. Okay, well, regardless, he ruined it. Oh yeah, he's on Hulk. Right. Fuck, dude. I don't read Venom. You can tell. Yeah, just not on it. I don't know. New villain. There's been a lot lately, so. All right, and I didn't pronounce it. I know a lot of you guys are like Kersantan Tan. Like I didn't pronounce it. I'm just passing it up. It's all reprint material. Throwing up volcano signs. I just like to troll and tease. All right, Greg, you remember when this book kind of
were they just saying Chrysanthemum is a like a collection of old Chrysanthemum stories like Darth Vader 1 and stuff, or is it its own series? I thought it was its own series. No,
all reprint material. I don't know. That's what
maybe not
then. It's possible. BC knows what he talking about with these books. Newbie, I'm passing on these books. Yeah, no, definitely. He does. It's just he is a way more reader, and he like his new comic book day is just like Face. They pick up like if not all. I pick up like one or two. That's just me. But I don't have to listen to BC all the time. I mean, he's done pretty good for a few things. I mean, I've had BC and Face yell at me like, "Oh, how did you not get this? I told you to get this." I don't know. I just didn't really care. So, yeah. But something that people did care about, Twig 1. It exploded. Everybody grabbed a copy. I think it's way overprinted, right? Like a lot of people are just like, banking on this to be the next Kanto. I don't know how this is going to work out here. Like for appearances or story, whatever. I think this is going to be something that you'll be able to get on shelves down the road, like the whole series. Because I just think a lot of people ordered way too much of this stuff thinking it's Kanto. And I think people are going to be disappointed just because there's too many of them now.
Yeah, well, I read it. It's awesome. Kyle Strahm is like the nicest guy and super talented. Follow that guy on Instagram. Plus, it's Scotty Young. So, it's going to be quality. It's very Jim Henson vibes, kind of that We Live very bright green atmosphere. And so number 2, I think they'll get a little bit more rare as they go along for the series. So if it does pop, it might be the later ones that are worth grabbing. Certainly worth the grab for the story, in my opinion. But you're right. What killed number 1 was all the store exclusives.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden now a store isn't going to order 50 to get the 1 in 50 because all the other stores had to order 2,000 to get their exclusive covers, and they're getting all those 1 in 50s, right? So the ratios for this just didn't do anything. I think the ratios for number 2 will be a little bit tougher to get, but I think it's a great read and cool fantasy land, and yeah, I definitely recommend this series.
I love how here's the thing, and I always tell BC this too. There's slower weeks, right? Obviously, there's slower weeks and stuff like that. And I always tell him, I go, these are the weeks that one book is just going to explode because it's when you don't know it's coming. When we do the compare game, like we try to do it with, House of Slaughter, and now we did it with Grimm, right? Like, oh, that's going to be the next Something's Killing the Children. It's like, no, that didn't work out, right? And then we quickly went into this, and it was like, oh, this is going to be like Kanto. But like, why was Kanto and all those books successful? Because a lot of people didn't order them. Right. And I think that and the exclusives and this and that, like there's so many variables. So I think that's why, when everybody and their mother knows about this, like that's the problem. And it's not going to, replicate the same, returns, right? Or
value wise.
Yeah.
But like get excited over the story if you're a reader.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
In comparison to Kanto. Kanto, I think, had 1 con exclusive or something like that. No retailer exclusives. Shops weren't ordering a ton of them. The 1 in 10 is like even bonkers for that book. I think the 2nd and 3rd prints are under 5,000, maybe even under 3,000 for one of them. Whereas this one's going to be probably like this one. Twig number 1 was the top selling book for that week, I believe.
Wasn't it more than this though? I thought we talked about this, Face. Isn't it more than 600,000? I thought it eclipsed that a little bit.
60,000, not 600,000.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it would be 600,000 at all.
60.
Yeah.
Not 100,000. Oh my gosh. What is this? 1990? It's been a fun read for sure. It's a mini series though, right?
I'm pretty sure like 6,
Mini.
I think.
I thought it was 5.
5 maybe, yeah.
I've been wrong like 9 times. So, Twig over Kanto. Don't boot me.
Ooh, you're gonna hurt me. I'm a big Kanto fan.
Oh my god. Whew, Brandon, Jesus, I'm gonna leave this comment up, and then other people could just go.
But even to put them like as a story, because Kanto is one of my favorite independent stories. Like it has so much marketability and so much future, and it's just like a really cool idea. But even to put them in the same category, I think this is Kyle Strom's like breakout for sure.
We'll see. All right, next book. This was one of BC's picks this week as well. So we got Batman 124. To be honest, guys, I don't know anything about it. Just the fact that it also is featuring Poison Ivy. How do I know? Because it literally says that on the cover. It literally says featuring Poison Ivy. Greg, you said it was DC heavy this week. Here we go, another DC book.
Well, I think the plays on the DC are all these B covers, right? I think the market is down, and I stand by that. And you see what's happening, and the 1 in 25s or whatever they are really popping because shops are scared to order a lot of DC right now because it's going to sit on their shelves. And I think those people who have been having them on their pull lists, the B covers and whatnot, I think they're going to get a good payoff one day.
Too much of a children's book, in my opinion. Art didn't flow good. Yeah, hey, you're entitled to your opinions, Mr. Brandon.
Can you block him though?
What?
Can you block Brandon from any messages?
All right. Speaking of DC heavy, and obviously it being June, which means Pride Month, but we got a few number ones, and obviously the decal with the Pride. But we got Dark Crisis 1 of 7, so mini. Excuse me. We got DC Pride number 1, and then we got Poison Ivy number 1. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know if there's a version for that, but I mean, if there was a version for that, I mean, I would probably grab it. To be honest with you, I love redheads. So yeah, big fan of Poison Ivy. But other than that, I know BC was very strong on all 3 of these. He had them on his list. But yeah, here they are, all number 1s, all DC. Greg, what do you think?
I hesitant about DC's motives around some of the Pride stuff, but I can't really speak to it that much. The DC Pride one looks interesting. Characters, original stories, could be a fun one. Those are sometimes the sleeper books where they introduce a character and you look back, like some like Reptile or Squirrel Girl shows up and something like that, or DC did that Christmas special last year, whatever it was, which ended up popping.
Oh,
yeah. I think ratios for these are where you're going to want to end up.
Yeah. Chef is saying pass. Sorry. Hey, don't be sorry. Man.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm passing on DC as well. Like, it's just not my thing. And like Star Wars isn't your thing, right? And everybody doesn't have to read everything to be in the know or to have knowledge. And this just isn't my category. So I am going to pass on them, but not to say they aren't good books to grab.
Okay, I had to go and look at the comment, but yeah, Furbird. General comment, there are so many keys that are down right now. Absolutely.
Especially in those 9-6 grades. Like, it's unreal. So we are seeing a little bit of drop off, but that happens every summer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I've been watching, Furbird has a great Instagram. He's great on Whatnot as well. And yeah,
his market reports.
Yeah, and I've been watching some of the stuff, and it's kind of unbelievable. And his proof is in the pudding because he shows what he's been grabbing and at the prices, and he's doing very well right now.
Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, like why is he posting this? Because I'm like, shh, don't let people know about this book. Don't let people know about this book. So yeah, but he does a lot of good stuff, man. Hold up. I'm only catching up right now. You still did the fucking BC segment without me on tonight. Wait, when you guys see the newbie segment I got cooking. Dude, I told you it was gonna be a segment, man. I told you. Joseph, when we talking about Whatnot? Actually, funny that you say that, Joseph. I think I'm going to spill the beans right now.
Do it. Get it out.
Tuesday show. It's going to be me, Rocksteady, and Justin, Nemesis Prime from the Comic Con podcast. Yes, Lords of the Lombok, Star Wars, Guru, all that stuff. He's going to be on our show. And all three of us are got a Pardon the Interruption. If you don't know what Pardon the Interruption is probably one of my favorite ongoing sports shows. It's always on at dinner time. I'm always watching it. Love that show, but we're going to be doing it Pardon the Interruption style. 3 minutes, 10 subjects, all whatnot related. It is literally a whatnot related. And I think important because we got Justin, who's a very successful and American whatnot seller. And that's important just simply because America and Canada, there have been some struggles with like the shipping and selling and buyers and things like that. Yeah. So I think it's going to be really good. And then you have me and Greg, who, me, I'm kind of on the fence with it. Greg, I mean, you're kind of like, I'm done with it.
So back and forth.
Yeah. So I think it's just going to be a good show, but we're going to do it Pardon the Interruption style, 2 minutes each, every subject, timer, boom. Next subject. That's how we're going to do it. So it's going to be about an hour show. Justin is going to be on it. So it's going to be a good show, man. I can't wait. And he's going to be popping his cherry in the Newbie verse on Tuesday because he's never been on the show and he will. So bring your popcorn. I don't think you're going to need a Star Wars dictionary. If he starts talking Star Wars things, I'm just going to be like, and agree with him. But it's going to be a good time. So Tuesday, all whatnot. All right. Speaking of BC, this is another book that he had on his picks, but we've got Thor 26. He looks more like Blanca.
The electric guy.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought of when I saw this. I think I actually made the comment to a few people. I'm like, is this Street Fighter? So yeah, Thor 26, the Banner of War stuff. I mean, to be honest, I could care less. But that's just me. So your thoughts, Greg?
Yeah, like it's not my jam. Thor has been so up and down. Some of it has been really good and some of it hasn't. I'm not on Thor right now. It's kind of gone a little bit bonkers. I just don't know too much about it, but you never know with some of these different versions of characters that just pop off one day. And I don't think a lot of people are on Thor right now, so you never know.
Chad, I think I'm more of like a Mike Wilbon. I think that's just kind of my take. I don't know. I've always just, I've always related more to Mike Wilbon. I don't know. Maybe we're just hip people. Yeah, I don't know about this one, man. Here's the thing that I do know. Thor is never on a shortage. Even Thor 2021, 22, when that was going on. I think 2021, I mean, they were still on shelves. So I don't think that if it's a crazy flip or spec, it's going to be on the shelf. And yeah, I'm with Furbird. I could care less. He's hurt me so many times. So
I like original Donny Cates.
Yeah.
Make Donny Cates great again.
Mike Wilbon is African American. Yeah, I didn't say I looked like him. I just said the way he relates and his talking points. That's all. Jeez. All right. Let's get into the comic news, man. And like I said at the start of the show, there is a lot going on, and a lot that we're going to add to this. Just touching on, the start of the show. So first up, Batgirl director confirms Michael Keaton Batman role in HBO Max film. Man, this was a very DC oriented show, I guess. 30 point Dubs lead. Can tune in now. Oh, the Dubs are okay. Thank God. I fucking hate Boston. I like Steph and Clay, but I can't stand Boston.
I don't think the Boston can stop the Warriors. They're too good.
Wait, what? What'd you
Golden
say?
State?
What did you say?
I think Golden State's going to win.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Boston is going to stop. I was like, wait, what?
No, they can't stop.
Yeah, they better not. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we talk basketball, let's just Batgirl, Batman, Michael Keaton. Do we even care at this point? like the Flash movie seems to be, you know, going well, but he's a disaster. Batgirl, I mean, is anybody really excited for this? Like, I just want to remind people that Batwoman is out and no one gives a fuck. So is anybody going to care about Batgirl?
I think so, actually, because I think we're rolling into the new 52 now, and I think we're getting a lot of those stories and a lot of those characters. And Michael Keaton, like, he has a lot of fans. I would be more excited for this than some of the other DC stuff, and I really think DC is making a comeback in the DCU.
I'd rather Celtics win. Brandon, you're a Heat fan. You can't say that shit.
I told you to block him.
All right. First of all, anybody who knows me knows I'm Latin, so I love Latin women. But nevertheless, this is not why this person is on here, okay? This lady, Isabella, is here because she is the newest member of the Madam Web series. Now, what role? I don't know. Who knows? But it's going to be very interesting to see if they get her for a major role or it could be a minor role, right? Like, we know how sometimes they put out these casting things like, oh my God, this person is, you know, in this. And then it turns out to be like they're like, you know, an extra at the newsstand, right? Or they're giving the actor like a coffee, right? Like, it could be something, could be nothing. It is just going to be interesting to see, you know, what characters we do see. It could be possibly a multiverse or a different version. You know, there's a lot of things that could happen here. I always pay attention to the cast of who they get and what kind of roles they've had. So it's going to be interesting. But I mean, she's gorgeous. And I know nobody asked me, but I'm just saying.
I also think Disney is so much better. Well, and Sony, like the whole Marvel universe is so much better at casting like cultures, and they don't just have white people playing everything. So I think she will play someone Spanish or something. So maybe we'll get like Aranya, you know, or something like Silk out of this, right? So yeah, it could be fun. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
I would lose it if it was Aranya, just simply because, I mean, it's been a book I've been trying to find for a long time. I haven't been successful in finding anything higher to me than a 9.2 of it. So that kind of bothers me. And it's an expensive book. So I don't know. But again, sometimes when these character castings are announced, like, I don't know, man. So you can't just think that all of them are going to be this massive character. And I know that that's what we do with, like, you know, spec and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'd be careful, especially because there hasn't been too much of the show, right? Like, we don't know basically anything other than Dakota Johnson is in it. Period. This is the second point that we know. That's it.
Could be Frog Girl.
Don't get me started with frogs, man. She-Shrek. I'm confused. So no blindfold Aunt May looking Madame Web. I don't know. I don't even know who's playing who, man. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But again, we're all going to watch it. Speaking of DC, man, DC. The Flash is being well received by test screening audiences all over. Are you surprised at this simply because I didn't think that they would ever release this?
Well, I thought filming was done by the time he absolutely lost his mind. So they probably won't bring him back. But Flash, like I said, MCU or DCU is closing the gap on MCU. And the best thing that could happen for us as fans is healthy competition. So yeah, I'm stoked and I'm ready to get back into some DCU and maybe get a little more informed on DC books and get a little more excited.
I am shocked that they're going through with it, to be honest with you. You know, it's people are so quick to throw a bone, you know, and judge, and not give second, you know, chances like super early on. But I mean,
but 36 chances.
Exactly. And the stuff that he was like, you know, not even accused of, the stuff that was like confirmed, right? It was like, yeah, you're accused, but like that stuff also all happened.
Just like the videos he posted and stuff. Like, you know, when you look at somebody and they just have a little bit of crazy in their eyes, you get a lot of that.
And I think this has kind of gone to his head because, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I hope people will do anyway. Like, I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I was like, man, this kind of reminds me of like the Shia LaBeouf.
With
Yeah.
Transformers.
Like when he went, right? But like he was acting at a young age. He had a successful show. He did a lot of movies before he went crazy. This guy's just doing this out of like nowhere. This is like his one thing, and he's just going crazy, right? So I'm just kind of like, I don't get it because he's ruining his career, to be honest with you.
Well, I think if they had a post-credit scene where they killed him off, that could win it.
Depends. When's this movie slated to come out? Does anybody know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
No. Okay. All right. I talked about this at the start of the show, and I had said this show comes out on Wednesday, and nobody's really talking about it. And I think it's going to be sad because we're all going to be talking about it. But Miss Marvel Star says that the MCU is not in the 616 universe, despite Kevin Feige's claim that's going back to Doctor Strange and how they finally clarified what universe we were in. And they just said, no, this is this. She's coming out of here and saying, no, we're not in the 616. So I think that is kind of interesting. And I know some people might be like, well, this isn't news, but if you're a speculator, if you're a flipper, if you're trying to connect the dots on universes and certain characters showing up or certain characters being in what universe, I think this has some merit here. I'm not a big believer. Like, I really don't care what universe we're in, to be honest with you. If they want a character in that's from a different universe, they're just going to bring them in regardless. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think it's just like, I think it's interesting that it's said. You know what I mean?
I think the multiverse now, the different universes mean as little as they've ever meant. Just because there's so much interdimensional play. And I think 616 and like 1999999, whatever it is confusing and silly. And I think maybe they're trying to scrub it and amalgamate all the universes in some sort of way. Because to follow different stories in different universes as an MCU linear is really tough. So I kind of, I see where it's coming from for sure. And like even the confusion with like, say, the Captain Carters or whatever, right? I think maybe just streamlining everything isn't the worst thing.
Yeah. She's right. I'm with her. She's Shrek. Just tell a good story. Recent MCU stuff has been meh. Moon Knight. Definitely. Super confusing for normal fools. Absolutely. Well, guys, I do want to say that, and it was perfect that Greg actually had mentioned, friendly competition. We always like friendly competition, right? Like it's good. I've always been an advocator that, like if Key Collector had, another application, it would be good, just like Coke, Pepsi, Toaster Strudel, Eggo, Nike, Adidas, or whatever, whatever the case may be. It's always fun to have, friendly competition and just like something else because it just elevates everybody's game, right? Like you always want to do better because you're not the only show in town, right? Well, this comes out June 8th. You know what else comes out on June 8th, Greg?
What is June? No.
Dun, 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 dun. On June 8th, from the man himself. This is not posted from some Joe Blow, newbie news, nothing. This is from the man himself. On June 8th, the world premiere drops. Black Adam. Bro. We all knew Miss Marvel was coming, but for them to do it on the same day when they know people are going to be like, on YouTube or on, waiting for this trailer to drop and all that, they say, you know what, fuck it, we're going to do this too. I like it. I like the friendly competition. I think it's a smart play on them because, as much as Marvel is going to have that day because of the show, people are going to be talking about this trailer, man. So, yeah. I will say right now, any chance you had of buying anything Black Adam related ends in 2 days. So if you don't want to buy it now and you don't believe in this character, you're definitely not going to want to buy it after because I think it's going to be a big success and it's going to be game over.
At the end of the week, what do you think will be on the top 10 list? A Black Adam book or a Miss Marvel book? Right
Both.
at the top.
Both.
No, which one will be on top though?
Black Adam.
I probably agree with you. I just think The Rock has so much star power that he'll bring in Marvel fans, whereas Miss Marvel doesn't have enough star power to bring over the DC fans, and I think there will be a little bit of a sway here. But look at the star power and just the studs they're getting, like The Rock, you have Momoa, like there's just some killer DC characters, and you're gonna have some awesome like crossover events in the DCU, and I'm stoked that they're finally putting in the effort, investing, and doing it right long term. Hopefully,
I think RP's right. I think people will. That's not Black Adam. That's right. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Hopefully they fix the no.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't know, just take away his nose.
I'm gonna go on anybody who posts anything about Black Adam and about I didn't like his nose.
Yeah,
I didn't like his
it's not gonna
nose.
be good.
MCU needs a leader character like Phase 1, 3 had Cap and Iron Man. Who is that type of character now? Strange?
Scarlet Witch.
No,
but I think we're moving into that direction where this is a transition period and they're introducing that next generation, whether it be Champions, Young Avengers, and you know, we're gonna get into that. DC presents for like huge, yeah.
Tim, isn't his name Shazam now or whatever?
Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Oh man, I think Miss Marvel will be better than what people are speculating. I agree, David. I 100% agree. Ryan Reynolds said The Rock is 90% CGI. Does anyone else wish that Obi-Wan hadn't saved young? Wow, thanks for ruining it, dude. I was just about to watch. Oh,
okay, man. Newbie, you have to understand that Princess Leia is a main character in movies 4, 5, and 6, so it's obvious she doesn't die.
Oh, see, I don't even know. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Are we underestimating the draw of a Muslim character for teen girls with her first show?
I also think an international market, and that's the way we're going, right?
Yeah.
And I also think it was very, in the past, comic books were very geared towards young boys and young men. And I think they've realized there's a huge audience in the female market, in just like any market, like everybody loves comics.
Yep.
So I think going with a lot of the female characters is great because I can appreciate anybody as long as they're a good hero. So I think not so much it's going to benefit her as much as the same barriers aren't in the way as much anymore.
Meh to Black Adam. Black Adam is an 87-year-old character. Wow, look at who's talking about age. Isn't Captain America like 119? Miss Marvel books will sell better. Wow. Marvel is trying to appeal to as many different age groups, genders, and cultures as possible. They're trying to open their doors up to everyone. 100%. Don't forget, guys, Miles Morales is an African-American Latino man. So just saying. Yeah, I like it, man. I'm really looking forward to the Miss Marvel stuff. I don't, I know you're not supposed to say you don't see color or any of that, but that's the problem, right? That's where all that, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. I just grew up obviously in a culture and with people, different, color, all that stuff. So for me, I don't care. I don't care if you're black, white, gray, Asian, purple, blue. If you're blue, I'm going to think you're like dying or you're choking. So I will be concerned, and if you're green, you're probably an alien. So I'm concerned, but like what I'm trying to get at is, I love people for who they are. I don't care their gender, whatever. Do you? That's it. If we have a
I'm also going to say if someone isn't going to watch a movie because the actor is of a certain ethnicity or sexuality or anything like that, yeah, don't watch us or don't be my friend,
Yeah. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, so do your thing. I'm going to watch the show. I don't care that it's a female. I don't care that it's a Muslim show. Yeah. I could care less. I just want to watch the property for what it is, and it's going to be fun, man. I really do think that this one, She-Hulk, I think it's going to be underappreciated, low expectations from everyone, and I think it's going to blow out of the water for both of them. So I do want to say this right now, though. This is the last thing I'm going to make as my comment for the Black Adam. Don't dress up as Black Adam and like come hang out with me around Halloween, okay? Just don't. If you're my friend, if you live around me, Keys, I'm talking to you. Don't dress up like Black Adam in like a tight Lululemon black thing, and just don't, man. It's gonna make me feel uncomfortable.
Just dress like Robin, like old school Robin. That's all he wants is underoos and a cape.
Oh jeez. Oh man. All right. That was Newbieverse episode, excuse me, 95. Great show. We had a great time. The only thing I'm hating about Miss Marvel is that her powers in the show mimic Green Lanterns instead of the ring. It's those bands. I just wish they stayed close to her origin.
But then does Green Lantern mimic Wonder Woman with her crown or her lasso? Like, I don't know. Everybody gets powers from somewhere. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good show. Like I said, Tuesday we are talking Whatnot. Myself, Rocksteady, and Mr. Nemesis Prime, Mr. Justin from the Comic-Con podcast. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Star Wars. All hail Justin. He will be in-house in the Newbieverse for the first time. And basically, Pardon the Interruption. If you don't know what Pardon the Interruption is, just Google it. Just watch the first like 10 seconds. You'll literally get a sense of how we're going to do the show. I think
it's angry middle-aged men yelling at each other.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically 10 subjects. We're each going to get about 2 minutes each. And we say our piece, right? And then there's like a timer, and that's just kind of how you do it. But it's really good. Really good back and forth, and I think it's gonna be a fun show, especially having Justin on. 3 different standpoints from Whatnot as well, right? So if you're new to Whatnot or if you're still on it, I mean, it would be kind of cool to have everybody around. So yeah, Tuesday 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. Rocksteady, the floor is yours. Where can people find you? Whatnot, Instagram, YouTube. Let the people know.
Instagram, Rocksteady Collectibles. Whatnot. I will be doing shows, but it's going to be more of like a special event thing. I don't think it's going to be a regular thing. You can find me on there at Rocksteady Collects. And I am super excited because I'm setting up at a show next weekend here in Edmonton, our little collector con. So I'll have a table there. Come by, say hi. And yeah, super stoked.
Dope. As for me, guys, like I said, Tuesday, 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. 102 to 78. If you're not watching the show, not watching the game, Golden State is just literally blown them out. Boston scored 14 points in the third quarter, so that's pretty sad. Again, guys, lots happening. Lots happening this week. A lot was announced. Recap. Obi-Wan, episode 4 is coming out. Miss Marvel on Wednesday. Black Adam trailer on Wednesday. Groot. I Am Groot show is coming out August 10th. That's massive. We're getting it before She-Hulk. We're getting Jane Foster. Black Panther trailer is rumored to be coming out next month. Rumored. Again, just out of nowhere. So we'll see. They're saying that the trailer might come out just before actual Thor Love and Thunder come out. So I think that's pretty interesting. And remember, guys, you might think it's a long time away, but Black Panther 2 comes out November 11th. Guess what? We're already June. Basically,
so June. Do you think we get the July 4th? We'll probably get the July 4th.
August, September, October, November. We literally have 5 months. So as much as I hate to rush winter here, you're running out of time on a lot of these books because once these trailers pop, you guys know how it goes, right? So I can't stop smirking because I know Riri's going to be in it eventually. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. Other than that, Greg, any last words before we take off?
No. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you all on Tuesday.
All right, guys, you heard the man. Tuesday, 9:35 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, everybody, for not mentioning the Rangers lost today. I appreciate it. All right. Fuck the Celtics.